You just stopped the county sheriff. Do you even know who you're talking to?
Sir, title doesn't change procedure. Your plate came back with an open citation that was never closed out. That's why you were stopped.
That ticket was handled months ago. You really think I'd be driving around with a warrant on my own truck? Call your supervisor.
Copy.
Right now.
I'll get one en route. Stand by.
What you're about to watch is an incident recorded entirely on a police officer's body cam. Officer Derick thought he was making a routine traffic stop, but unknown to him, this encounter would later result in a 3-month suspension without pay after pulling over a county sheriff. The footage begins on a quiet afternoon. It's just after 2 in the afternoon, and Officer Derick is on patrol through a residential neighborhood. Tree-lined streets, well-maintained properties, very little activity. Officer Derick is driving slowly, scanning vehicles as they pass. Then something catches his attention. A vehicle approaches from the opposite direction. It's a marked Sheriff's Department SUV, clearly identifiable by its livery and emergency lighting. The vehicle is moving at normal speed, staying in its lane, obeying all visible traffic laws. Officer Derick runs the plate. The system returns a result indicating an open citation. What happens next is where discretion comes into play. Before we continue, if you're finding value in this analysis, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. We break down body cam footage to examine decision-making, accountability, and the reality of law enforcement encounters. And drop a comment letting us know where in the world you're watching from. Now, back to the footage. Officer Derick activates his lights and initiates the stop. The sheriff's vehicle pulls over immediately. No hesitation, just a smooth transition to the shoulder. The body cam captures the back of the SUV, the flashing lights reflecting off the rear window. Officer Derick exits his patrol car and begins his approach. His pace is measured, his hand near his duty belt. But it's worth noting what he's approaching. This is a fully marked Sheriff's Department vehicle, with county insignia clearly visible. By the time Officer Derick reaches the vehicle, the driver has already stepped out. He's a black man, middle-aged, wearing a uniform. His posture is upright, his expression composed. He's holding a ticket in his hand. Officer Derick begins to speak, but before he can finish his introduction, the sheriff interrupts. "Why am I being stopped?" The question is direct, not hostile, but firm. The sheriff identifies himself immediately. He states his name, his rank, and his department. He is a county sheriff, not a deputy, a sheriff. Officer Derick acknowledges the identification, but continues. He states that the vehicle's title returned with an open citation. His tone remains professional, but there's no indication he intends to use discretion and release the sheriff with a courtesy. The sheriff's response is immediate. He holds up the ticket in his hand. He explains that this citation was handled weeks ago. He describes the situation calmly, providing details about when and how it was resolved. He's not arguing, he's clarifying. Officer Derick listens, but his body language doesn't change. He states that the title of sheriff does not change procedure, that everyone is subject to the same process. The sheriff asks again why the stop is continuing. His voice remains level, but there's an edge now, not anger, something closer to disbelief. He's standing there with proof in his hand. He's provided his credentials. He's explained the situation. Officer Derick requests the sheriff's driver's license and vehicle registration. The sheriff complies. He retrieves the documents from his vehicle and hands them over along with the ticket. But as he does, he makes a statement. He wants a supervisor on scene. This is not a request, it's a decision. Officer Derick takes the documents and returns to his patrol car. The sheriff remains standing outside his vehicle, waiting. Officer Derick gets in and begins running the information. Minutes pass. The citation appears in the system, flagged in a way that suggests it's been addressed, but Officer Derick continues the stop. A second patrol car arrives, the supervisor. The body cam captures the second vehicle pulling up, lights off, no urgency. The supervisor exits and walks toward Officer Derick. They speak briefly, out of clear audio range. Officer Derick gestures toward the sheriff. The supervisor nods, then walks forward. The supervisor approaches the sheriff. His demeanor is noticeably different. His pace is slower, his posture more relaxed. He greets the sheriff by name. The two appear to recognize each other's rank and position. The supervisor asks a few questions. The sheriff repeats his explanation and shows him the ticket. The supervisor listens, then returns to his vehicle to verify the information himself. The result comes back. The citation was resolved weeks earlier. The flag in the system was an administrative error. The citation should have been cleared, but the system hadn't updated properly. The supervisor returns to the sheriff and confirms there is no valid reason for the stop to continue. No citation will be issued. No warning will be given. The stop is over. What doesn't happen next is notable. There is no apology. The supervisor does not acknowledge the inconvenience. He simply informs the sheriff that he's free to go. The sheriff takes his documents, gets back in his vehicle, and pulls away. The body cam captures the sheriff's SUV driving off. Officer Derick and the supervisor remain on the shoulder. They speak briefly. Then the supervisor returns to his vehicle and leaves. Officer Derick stands alone for a moment, then gets back into his patrol car. The footage ends there, but the story doesn't. An internal review follows. The footage is examined by department leadership. The decision to initiate the stop, the decision to continue it despite the sheriff's explanation and physical proof, the decision not to release him with a courtesy, the request for a supervisor, the confirmation of a system error, the lack of any apology. All of it is documented. All of it is reviewed. The question at the center of the review is not whether Officer Derick had the legal authority to make the stop. He did. The question is whether the stop reflected sound judgment and appropriate use of discretion. A marked sheriff's vehicle, driven by a high-ranking official, pulled over in a residential neighborhood in the middle of the afternoon for an administrative flag. The sheriff was standing there with the resolved ticket in his hand. A simple verification with dispatch could have resolved the issue in seconds. A brief conversation could have ended the encounter with mutual respect and professional courtesy. Instead, the stop escalated. It required a supervisor. It delayed a ranking official, and it was based on information that turned out to be incorrect. The outcome of the internal review is significant. Officer Derick is suspended for 3 months without pay. This is not a minor reprimand. This is a substantial disciplinary action, the kind reserved for serious violations of policy or judgment. What remains unspoken in the official record is often what communities observe in the footage itself. The decisions made, the discretion not exercised, the courtesy not extended, the lack of acknowledgement when the error was revealed. Footage like this matters because it creates a record. It documents not just what happens, but what could have happened differently. It holds officers accountable not only for the legality of their actions, but for the judgment behind them. The stop lasted less than 20 minutes. The consequences lasted 3 months. If you made it this far, you're clearly invested in understanding these critical moments that shape policing and accountability. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our next breakdown. These conversations matter, and your engagement helps ensure more people see them. Thanks for watching.